Yo, what's up? What's happening, everybody? Boxing Source here, checking in with this news of the undisputed champion at super bantamweight, Naoya Inoue, going to, or at least planning to, defend his undisputed titles against Luis Nery. Now you got, Naoya Inoue, who recently became the undisputed champion, defeating Marlon Tapales, in pretty much in impressive fashion of sorts. He, did have a little bit of resistance there from Marlon Tapales for a couple of rounds, but he was able to end up stopping Marlon Tapales to become the undisputed champion at super bantamweight, becoming a two-weight undisputed champion. And now it looks like, he is planning to continue his career at 122 pounds, this time against Luis Nery. Now, Luis Nery, had his two battles with Shinsuke Namanaka in the bantamweight division. Of course, with controversy of sorts there, as Luis Nery had been tested positive there for illegal substances. So he was supposed to be the WBC bantamweight champ, but had the whole little situation there with Yamanaka. He did hand Yamanaka his first loss of his professional career, and also was able to defeat him again in a rematch. But then he moved up to super bantamweight, had a super bantamweight title, also held a super bantamweight title, that is. But also had his first loss to Brandon Figueroa. Got stopped by Brandon Figueroa there in that super bantamweight division when he had the WBC super bantamweight title. So this would be his next opportunity to become world champion at super bantamweight. So only having that one loss there to Brandon Figueroa, and he's kind of ranked high there in the super bantamweight division. I think he's number 3 in the TBRB.org rankings there. Probably ranked pretty high in Ring Magazine as well, but definitely they're around the top 5 in the super bantamweight division, which kind of like says, hey, I mean, here we go with Naoya Inoue facing another fighter that's within the top 3 or top 5 of the divisions that he's in. He's been a multi-weight world champion, like I mentioned, 2-division undisputed world champion, and just taking on the highest ranked available opponents that are out there for these respective divisions. That's why he's kind of been considered as one of the top 2 pound for pound fighters in the sport, and why the Boxing Source had named Naoya Inoue the 2023 Fighter of the Year. Now with you have Nery there, with these high rankings, this kind of makes him probably one of the better fighters that Naoya Inoue has faced in his professional career, at least up to the point where you had Stephen Fulton as Inoue's opponent last July, where Inoue was able to stop Stephen Fulton, but Stephen Fulton was at the time the WBC and WBO super bantamweight champion, had a win over Brandon Figueroa to unify the WBC and WBO belts there at 122. And it was considered among the top fighters there, pound for pound in the Boxing Source pound for pound rankings before Naoya Inoue dispatched of Stephen Fulton there in July. But now going over into this year 2024, you have Naoya Inoue, like I said, right back at it here against Luis Nery. Like I said, has those notable wins, only that one loss to Brandon Figueroa, and is very experienced there in the super bantamweight division. Of course, you had those whole little situations there against Yamanaka, and with this fight kind of being announced, yes, it will be likely in Japan. And I guess with that being said, that I guess they just said they're going to move forward or move on with what happened with Luis Nery there in those fights against Yamanaka. But I just feel like this would be another fight there for Naoya Inoue to show himself, man. Man, what I would say, the thing there with Luis Nery, man, he's one of those guys there at 5'5", there with a reach of 65. And like I said, man, 35-1 with 27 of those wins by way of knockout. So that would be another good matchup there, on paper for some against Naoya Inoue. But once we get more closer to when this fight materializes and everything like that, we'll see how much they favor Naoya Inoue in this particular bout, because most likely he's going to be the favorite for this particular bout. But I mean, you share your thoughts on this potential or this upcoming thing here for Naoya Inoue and Luis Nery here on the Boxing Source. We'll have more content for you. If you can hit the like button if you like the content, or if you haven't done so already, you can hit the subscribe button. I think you're almost a little bit close to 2,000 subscribers there. We're just trying to get to that 2,000 subscriber mark, and if we hit that, man, be very grateful here at the Boxing Source. So y'all be sure to catch us here later on with more content, interviews, the midweek report, the Boxing Source podcast, and all of that. Until next time, I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.